Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Beyond the Cage podcast presented by Intimidation Clothing. I am Jim Graham, and joining me on the line, a very special guest. He is UFC heavyweight Josh Barnett. And Josh, thanks for coming on to Beyond the Cage.
You're welcome.
2013 winding down, how would you say your year has been?
I think it's been pretty good. Fight-wise, it's been well, and just outside of that, personal life and professional life away from the ring has been good too.
Well, that's good to hear. And moving as a heavyweight yourself, Mark Hunt recently fought Antonio Bigfoot Silva in what some are calling the fight of the year, and I was wondering what your thoughts on that fight were.
I have not seen it, and the year's not over yet, and I can understand just an all-out toe-to-toe brawl being the easiest thing for people to understand as far as fighting is concerned, but it doesn't make an impact on how much I get paid.
In your last fight at UFC 164 against Frank Mir, were you tempted at all to go to the ground with him to see who is the better submission fighter?
I wasn't tempted to do anything but beat the crap out of him. I wasn't concerned with anything in there other than just coming after him and pushing the pace and employing my game plan on him. If going to the ground is where the fight ended up, then that's where we would have been. But I wasn't in any hurry to go anywhere other than just straight through him.
Did you expect to beat Frank Mir so quickly at UFC 164?
I don't really ever expect to beat anybody that quickly, no matter who they are. But it's always nice when you do.
Now, as a UFC fighter, I know you get a lot of cool stuff, and I was wondering, how much of it do you actually keep?
I don't really get that much cool stuff, and I try to avoid taking a bunch of handouts and stuff that I don't want or need, or I don't know anybody that would want or need it. I just try to stick with what's actually usable. I don't want to be the kind of person that just accumulates a bunch of crap for no reason other than just because it's free and it's given to you. I'd rather be very purposeful in what I do.
Does having this fight right in the middle of the holiday season change your approach at all?
Nah, not at all. I've had years where I was living in Japan where I'd spend birthday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. I wasn't coming home for any of it because of working professional wrestling tours and then going out and fighting on New Year's Eve cards. So, holidays, I enjoy them, and Christmas is my favorite one, but to me, I don't need a day to show appreciation for things that I enjoy in my life and the people around me. So I've grown a little bit, I don't want to use the word numb, but I can't think of anything better, to the concept of holidays.
Jim Graham here with UFC heavyweight Josh Barnett. Follow him on Twitter at Josh L. Barnett. And Josh, I know we're about a week until the weigh-ins of the fight, but what is your weight looking at right now?
I try not to look at it. I'm afraid it'll make it grow if I do.
All right, then I won't pry you on that. We'll find out next Friday. And looking at your fight against Travis Browne on the 28th, do you believe that if you beat him, you'll get a shot at the title?
I think it's a good possibility. And
in your training camp for this fight against Travis Browne, has there anything that you've been focusing on more than usual?
No, not particularly. I approach every fight relatively the same. I feel like everything that I need is to win any fight in the world is already there. It's just a matter of highlighting different things and just keeping the weapons sharp.
With your and Browne's ability to get a finish, do you expect your fight to go all 15 minutes?
I never expect any fight I'm in to go 15 minutes. For the most part, I don't think I have very many fights that ever make it past a second.
I want to get your thoughts on the main event and the co-main event of UFC 168 where you'll be fighting at. And looking at the co-main event, I didn't know if you had any Picks or thoughts on Ronda Rousey against Miesha Tate for the second time?
Well, it should be explosive. I'm curious to see what adjustments both fighters have made, and how this is all gonna lay itself out, because there's a lot of pressure on Ronda since the Ultimate Fighter, and also the fact that she's undefeated. She's a champion. She's a defending champ. So I don't see her as the type of person to fold. But has she made adjustments, and has Miesha made adjustments to Ronda's game plan? Ronda hasn't had to do anything but what she's always done: the same takedowns, the same submissions, and she's just that good at it. But if Miesha has found a way to thwart Ronda's offense, what will we see?
The main event, Chris Weidman, Anderson Silva for the middleweight title and their rematch. And do you expect Chris Weidman will do the same thing once again and shock the world?
I don't. I think that he's not going to win this one. I felt that Anderson was close to finishing it the first time. I think he had him completely beat in the ring, and Weidman just gutted it out and just threw something out there and happened to catch Anderson being sloppy. But I don't see that happening twice.
I will get you out of here with this. With Christmas just days away, what does Josh Barnett want for Christmas? Wow.
Well, I would have said the winning Powerball ticket the other day, or multi-million, or Mega Millions, but well, that's gone. But I think it'll be plenty enough gift for the Yule for me to have Travis Browne as another notch on my belt.
Once again, he is UFC heavyweight Josh Barnett taking on Travis Browne at UFC 168 on December 28th. You can follow him on Twitter. Always very colorful tweets, Josh, at Josh L. Barnett. And thanks for coming on the show. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Once again, that was UFC heavyweight Josh Barnett right here on Beyond the Cage, presented by Intimidation Clothing.